Wednesday, January the 23rd. Lake level is still about the same. It's about 916, and I'm surprised it's still the same level as it was about a week ago with as much rain as what we've had. I did get to go out and fish one day before it got real cold this weekend, but I found the water temperature to be 44 to 46 degrees in the mid-lake area. And we found the fishing to be pretty tough. I went out with a buddy and we're working on setting up his electronics in his new boat. But we fished deep for a while. We found, we found quite a few fish, but they were a little tricky to get the bite. We caught a few doing that, and we threw a stick bait quite a little bit. We had a good day to throw it. It had good wind, but we didn't get anything at all going on the jerk bait. But other than that, I hadn't been out at all because, winter finally got here. But like I talked about last week, Sportsman Factory Outlets got their deal going on Friday and Saturday. 9 to 6 on Friday, 9 to 5 on Saturday. They've got some touring pros coming in. Bassmaster Elite Fisherman Chad Morgan Taylor's going to be there. Brad Knight, who won the FLW Tour Cup a few years ago, is going to be there. Greg Bohannon, who's from the Arkansas, Springdale, Rogers area, really knowledgeable on these Ozark lakes, will be there. And then Eric Jackson will also be there. And there'll be guys, we've also got a couple All-American winners there, Marcus Sequoia and Brian Maloney from Lake of the Ozarks. And then a ton of regional fishermen going to be doing seminars. Most of the seminars are going to be on Saturday, but the guys will be there both days. Friday, there'll be a lot of product representatives. There'll be people there from Garmin with some Garmin units set up. There'll be people there with Lowrance. And it's, like I said last week, if you've got any questions or want to get more efficient on using your locator, this is the deal you need to come to. You can get some hands-on demonstrations of how to do different things, whether you're running Lowrance electronics or Garmin. Also, you're going to be able to mingle with all the guys in there, be able to get with them one-on-one, ask them a lot of questions about different techniques, and just pick their brain on different things. It's really a good chance to get a lot of information and knowledge from these guys. And most everybody that's there is extremely good on these Ozark lakes. Especially, like I say, the guys from Lake of the Ozarks, Marcus and Brian and them guys, they catch them at every place they go. And then, like I say, it's going to be a lot of guys from Table Rock, Bull Shoals area, just to be able to get a lot of good information up there. As far as the fishing report, I pretty much gave you a little bit I know. This time of year, end of January, mid-February, the deep bite, the fish don't seem like they're grouped up near as much as they were a month ago, which is pretty normal. They start to scatter. I just haven't found out where they scattered to. Like I say, we only fished 5 or 6 hours. So, and messing around with electronics, we didn't get a chance to run different areas of the lake. We stayed in the Kimberling City area. But with the weather, what it looks like for the next 10 days, it's going to be pretty cold. I probably won't get out there that much. Be a great weekend to come out to Sportsman Factory Outlet. Some other things they're doing there, if you buy a raffle ticket, you'll get 20% off on everything in the store that's not already on sale. And on the raffle ticket, they are giving away several rods and reels and a lot of different products. So there'll be a lot of prizes for the raffle tickets. The raffle ticket's $5. And all the proceeds from the raffle tickets are going to the Veterans Honor Flight. So that's a pretty neat deal there. And they're also going to have, like I say, there's going to be tackle vendors there, all kinds of different sales on different products. And if you buy a raffle ticket, everything in the store is 20% off. So can't beat a deal like that. What I'm going to try to do through these winter months is, last week I talked a little bit about the jerkbait rod and reel. And I'm going to try to do that each week. And what I'm going to do this week is my light line rods. What I'll throw like a Ned rig or drop shot on. And for the most part, I like to throw a 7-foot rod. This is a custom light speed stick. It's got the wind grip on it. 7-foot medium action. And that 7-foot medium action rod will pretty much take care of everything I want to do with the spinning rod. On this particular rod here, I've got a 5 Fish Lures Ultimate Net Head. I got the weed guard cut off and a little tiny swim bait. It's like a Fluke Junior is what it is. I think Super Fluke Junior, but it's a real little tiny one. Works out real good on that head, and I'm swimming it just like a little grub or swim bait. Most of the time I throw a 6-pound monofilament line, especially in the winter time. That fluorocarbon has got so much memory to it, it tends to coil up, and I have a lot better luck in the cold water and weather with the straight monofilament. And I use a lot of Suffix Siege line on that. Also, I've got Team Pros, either a 200 or a 300 reel. 300's got a little bit bigger spool. And I'll also throw a 200. This is a 200 on this one here. Now this one, I've got a little Ned rig on, but I've got different line. Especially if I'm fishing deeper, I'll throw a lot of, it's called nano fill. It's real similar to a braid. It's got 0 stretch, 0 memory, so it works real good in the cold water. Works real good when I'm fishing deep, whether I'm vertical fishing or casting. And I usually use a 10-pound nano, and this is called a camo, but clear is fine, or they've even got a green. And I usually tie about an 8-foot leader on. And see if I can get to the knot here. And what I usually tie for a knot, I don't have any problem with the knot going through the eyelets of the rod. It's called a surgeon's knot. You can get on line and Google it. The only thing I do different on the surgeon's knot, I think that if you look at it, they've got you going through, I think, just 2 times through the loop. I usually go 3 times. And I find the knot never slips. And I know a lot of times when I've got it stuck and had to break it off, I know my knot's holding real good because it'll either break off at the bait or somewhere in between the 2 knots. So I've got confidence that that surgeon's knot is holding up real well. And on this particular rod is a Team Lose Custom Pro, but it's also a 7-foot medium action rod. Now if I'm throwing a real light bait, I will go, this is my drop shot rod. This is a custom speed stick, and it's a drop shot special. But it's a real light action. I think it's a 610. And if I'm throwing like a 16th ounce or even an 1/8 ounce Ned rig, a lot of times I want a softer rod. I'll go with the drop shot rod for that. And I've got a Tournament Pro reel, a 300 on this. Same thing, I've got 6-pound mono Suffix Siege. Now I will go fluorocarbon, if I'm fishing a tournament. The problem with the fluorocarbon is after you fish with it for a day, you're gonna have to drag the line out behind the boat and get all the twist out of it. The mono, I can fish all week and not have any problem with memory in the line. So it's just, and it's real durable. The only thing is with the fluorocarbon, it is a little bit more sensitive. But like I say, I'm more partial to the mono than I am the fluorocarbon. So if you guys get a chance, another thing I didn't mention about Sportsman Factory Outlet this weekend, they're going to have Eric Jackson there, the guy that owns Jackson Kayaks. So for you kayak fishermen, he'll be able to answer a lot of questions for you. And I believe the Sportsman's is going to start trying to cater a little bit to the kayak fishermen as well. So if there's certain things that you're interested in or need them to carry for you, need to go over there this weekend, talk to the guys, and see if they can't get you fixed up. So until next week, good luck, good fishing.